This is the fifth small group discussion with J. Krishnamurti in Gstaad, 1964.
Where did we leave off yesterday?
We were talking about intelligence, sir. And we asked if that intelligence could function anywhere in any circumstances. And we discovered that that intelligence came by looking casually, by looking at the whole.
Wait, no. Not quite. Yes, sir, I understand. I wonder also, I was thinking yesterday, why Suarez brought in the idea of the unconscious yesterday. Remember? Huh?
Yes, yesterday.
We were considering why the mind doesn't see the totality of a problem, of an issue, or of a question completely, totally. You put me on the track, that's why I've forgotten all about it. And we thought that it didn't because it was never simple. It was never, in the deeper sense of the word, casual. To look out of that window and see that whole, those mountains, the shape of those mountains, the clouds among the trees, the chalets, and the distant waterfall, and the roads, and everything. See the whole of it. It can only be done when you are not an artist, a poet, a sentimentalist, romanticist, an opinion, a comparative mind, and so on and so on. You see, then you see the whole of that. And also, we do not likewise see the totality of the whole implication, the significance, the nature of the known. Because our mind is divided. The intellectual, the emotional, the neurological, the strains, the conscious, it's all broken up. Why is it that we worship the intellect, the part? After all, you don't mind my good. After all, Suarez put that question of the unconscious. I thought we had gone into that fairly sufficiently to be rid of the beastly thing. Why did you bring it up? Was it an intellectual hammer in the whole works? Or has it any substance? I didn't follow.
Well, yes.
What is the context?
I brought it up because you see something and you say, how do I see that something that it is mechanical? And then you say, do we see it? As soon as we catch the word mechanical, we have an idea of it, and instead of forgetting the word and saying, I don't know, I find out and see if it's mechanical, we are apt to consider the thing, to say, yes, you see, of course it is mechanical. That is to say that we are apt to state that life conforms to our idea of mechanical. That is to say, as soon as a word is said, I was wondering, I was trying to find out if it hadn't already brought
a mechanical reaction.
A mechanical reaction. And if it was possible to forget the word and to hear what you say, but how should I put it? Not, and to find out what is the part of that is creating the idea and trying to see. You say, I say, look here, this how grey the sky is, and we say, oh yes, the sky is grey. That is to say, it conforms to my idea of something which is grey.
No, but surely the first.
You see what I mean?
Yes, sir. The first 2 days we discussed, we went into the question of what it implied, the mechanical, time-binding nature of the known. We went into that sufficiently clearly, not only here, but all during those discussions and the 18 talks we had in the tent. The word is not the thing. We don't have, that is, I mean, those who write volumes about the word is not the thing, as they are doing now, getting terribly excited, the symbol is not the real, that can go on. But I thought we had went into all that, the first 2 discussions here. I wondered why he brought it up, if it had any significance, or he was merely throwing a hammer into the works just to see what would happen. Or if we are still living in this division of conscious, unconscious.
That's more like it.
Huh?
That's more like it.
What do you feel? Why do you say that? Because you agree?
I feel it, yes, I
Then,
agree.
then proceed with it.
I feel there's this division.
So you don't see the totality of the no?
No, I
No.
don't think I do.
No. So what are we going to do about it? After all, the conscious and the unconscious are the no. The unconscious may be the thing which I don't know, but I can know it. It doesn't take great deal of analytical process, great deal of investigation and years of meditation and unfolding. You know what I mean? It can be revealed in a very simply and very quickly. No? Anybody to challenge what I'm saying? Or you all accept?
Well, we don't know.
Huh?
We don't know.
What do you mean you don't know?
Whether
Sorry,
we can...
and you know...
I mean, I see that myself, I don't see the whole of consciousness.
That is the problem, isn't it?
Yes.
Not the unconscious or the conscious.
Yes.
The whole.
Seeing the whole carpet.
Yes.
Seeing the whole process of the known.
Yes.
The conscious as well as the unconscious, the intimations of the unconscious, the whole of it. Now, how does one see the whole?
We discussed it last time.
Apparently that means nothing. Apparently, I could talk about it endlessly.
Well, there was a quality of looking which was referred to, a quality of looking.
No, not a quality. You
Yes,
should
but
look out of that window. You don't have
Yes,
to ask.
but in looking out of that window, there is a distance. You see,
Huh?
there is a distance between me and the mountain which enables me to see that thing clearly, objectively.
So you are
But there is
saying...
no distance between myself and my observation of the totality.
Oh, is that it? That you must have a distance.
I'm wondering,
see
I
the
don't
whole.
see.
Huh? Of course you must have a distance to see that, all of that. You're just opposite. There you can't see anything. That's fairly simple. But let's come back. How do you see what is the seeing of the total? What does it imply?
It seems that one can, there can be in a way a discarding of the known, or at least a relative quietening of it. But to know it all
as a whole is one discovers afterwards that other things which one doesn't know, are still there.
Wait a minute, doctor. Wait a minute. You can see the whole and afterwards divide the parts. Right?
Perhaps we're too concerned with the content rather than the...
You can see the whole, and then break up the parts. Instead of that, what we are doing is, aren't we, knowing the parts, or trying to find the parts, or trying to uncover the parts, and thereby hoping to see the totality, is quite a different process than the man who sees the totality and then uncovers it. Is that the fault of education, modern education, specialization, technological, all that, or does our mind operate that way? You follow what I mean?
The mind operates acquisitively. On this knowledge gives acquisition, and from that deduction that everything is known. But that is not the same as if it casually happens.
No, I understand that. I mean,
most of us think of collecting a whole lot of details when we speak about knowing the whole.
And
I
then-
don't think these details have anything to do with it.
and then adding the whole and adding the all up and getting the
Yes,
whole.
rather like a psychiatrist who pulls out a plum every now and then.
Yes.
Most of us perhaps think in those terms. I've got to uncover this or uncover that. And perhaps that isn't it at all. To understand
No, so
rather the process.
Why do we do that?
We've misunderstood, I think.
It's
No.
because of wanting to get security or satisfaction.
No, I understand. Why do we do that? Just look at it. You follow? Why do we function in fragments? Intellectual, conscious, unconscious, emotional, sentimental. You follow? And then try to polish each one up, or discard it. I don't know. Huh? Why do we do it? Why don't we see the whole carpet and then look at the various colors afterwards? If you want to look at the colors afterwards. We may not. You work it out, you figure it out. Feel it out. If not think it out, feel it out. Why we think in fragments. In fragmentation, you thought, why? And it may be that conditioned behavior, conditioned thinking, looking, is preventing seeing for the whole. Very simply, casually, easily, without effort.
Isn't there almost a learning process that starts way back in childhood of perceiving one mother, one cup of milk, one...
And we go on. Yes, we can give the explanations. You see now, child, mother, my house, and so on, and the education, specialization, and the psychologist, conscious, unconscious, my racial, you follow? The division, eternally. Is that the only reason? Is that the major reason?
It's just a habit.
And don't accept it. Don't accept saying it's habit.
Is it separatism?
I understand that. Put different separatism, racism, racist, anti-white and pro-black, or whatever it is. You say, we say it begins from childhood, and is established. Education, family, and so on, so on, so on. And we see that it's become so we are so heavily conditioned by that that we can't see the whole. It is our habit. I see, is that all? Is that the only thing that makes us be that way?
Well, in looking into ourselves, the whole point, as I see it, is that how prepared are we to be ruthless with ourselves?
And no, madam, leave that for the moment. Leave that for the moment. We'll come to that if we do.
Well, I feel that this conditioning is not the only thing at all. That
Then
there's
what
some
is it?
factor which is.
Isn't it?
Yes.
There
Which
must
chooses.
It is, this conditioning is a mechanical fact.
Yes. Yes.
Mechanical, not in the sense as a automatic thing, but it is fairly thought out, culture, proper, all the rest.
History.
Huh? History and so on. But I'm just asking myself, is that the major factor?
We think it is the challenge which determines the part of us which is the way we're going to react. But there seems to be some choice which fragment is going to react.
Yes, sir. You're still dealing with fragments, you
Yes.
see. And I say to myself, I'm asking, is that the only factor? Or is that the major factor? Or is there another factor which dominates this all of this?
On est superficiellement conscient.
If I see these mountains, why I can't see they quietly and completely, and instead I'm put into particular? Because it seems to me, of each particular, of each thing, there is something in my memory that can work for this. For instance, I see, oh, what beautiful is to ski there, or what beautiful will be to have a chalet there, but my wife don't want, and so and so. So I have in my memory many and many things, many and many things, and all these things put me to work in a particular instead to let me quiet to see all this. So it's my memory that work.
Yes, you let slip something. All right, we have now described enough details, and we are now asking, is there another factor which is really dominant, not this, not education, not technological process, all the rest of it, we know that. Is there a major factor which supersedes all this? And that is what we have to tackle, not
that supersede in preventing me to see the whole.
No.
You react fragmentarily.
No.
Spiegato, perfetto, spiega. Sì,
Cioè, abbiamo visto questi particolari, ma dice non fermiamoci a questi particolari che non ci permettono di vedere l'intero, ma vediamo qualche cosa al di sopra di questi particolari.
Cos'è che ci fa vivere in questi particolari?
Sì.
Qual è il
Invece
fatto
cosa è che determina questo?
Cosa che determina queste reazioni?
It's not enough, is it, to just say it's a pleasure-pain principle. One wants to know more than that, doesn't one? And
So why do we do it, sir? Go into it.
Yes.
We are always choosing.
There seems to be someone choosing, sir.
Yes. Choosing what's interesting or what's observing.
It seems as soon as I say I and the reaction, I'm taking myself out, and therefore what is left must be fragmentary. As soon as I separate myself from it, I make two fragments in any case.
Look, probably you've never asked this question, have you?
Yesterday we tried to.
Probably you did, all right. You never asked this question, have you? We have said we function in fragments. And we have given explanations. Why? Education, conditioning, racial, etc. So, and we are asking, is that the major factor? Or is there still a superior factor to that, which is really making us do this?
Yes, exactly.
Wait. And I stop. I put that question to you, right? I'm putting it that question to you. How do you answer it? Wait, from what background are you answering it? Probably you've never put this question to yourself. If, I'm saying probably. Let's assume you probably have not. It's a new question. Now, how are you going to answer it? From what background are you going to answer it? Am I making this?
Wouldn't it be because the center is myself and I'm always starting?
No, I asked a different question, you see.
Yes.
No. It's a new question to you, isn't it?
Yes.
Huh?
Yes.
Now, you must have an answer that is new. Huh? How are you going to find out? You can't say it's my center.
No, I didn't say it's my center. I think that we are always working, trying to acquire something. And that's why that is the main.
No, madam. No. Pardon, that was not my question. Here is a new question put to you, if it's a new question. And from what background or from what state do you answer that question? If it is a new question, you can't come to it with saying, well, it's my background, it's my center, it is my addition, it's my this and that. Before you answer it, you have to find out the state of your mind that's answering it. Right? What is that state? it may say there's no answer at all. There's no question at all. It's only our condition. That's simple. You follow what I mean? Then it has a meaning. But if you just respond any old thing, it has. So I'm asking myself. It's a new question, and I say, how am I going to find the answer to a new question? Is my memory going to respond? Wait a minute. If it responds, then the question is not new and the answer is not new. So I must be aware of the process of my memory and let it subside a little bit, and then look. Then I look. I say, but here is a new question. Now, what is the real what is the dominant factor other than this obvious thing, which is probably more important, which controls the rest? Now, what is it?
Normalement, on n'est pas éveillé.
Mon cher ami, that's not what we're asking.
So the desire for security.
Go on, sir. Go on.
Seems you could only just ask the question.
You have asked the question. I want to find out the answer. And I know all the old responsive memory which will promptly answer this question.
This is the thing.
And I say, wait. I know all those tricks. I say, just wait.
Well, what happened was that I asked the question, a response came, and then I saw that was still from the...
Therefore, wait, patience.
Yes, but can you see...
You are not being patient. You're talking. Sorry.
I'm trying to see what goes on.
Seems there's a pressure which forces one.
Would then intelligence function then?
There is no answer from the consciousness, from the mind. We're going to find an answer.
Is it, does the mind start out as being integrated, or it seems that there are lots of different sides which have different pressures acting, and these are triggered off at different times. But you're asking what it is that triggers them off.
What it is exactly what triggers them off. Different memories respond.
Got it? Got it? That's what I did. Look, it's like this, isn't it? You're trying to brush off, push away the accumulated stuff on the water. Putting it all, and that comes in, pushing it off, that comes in. We're pushing, pushing, pushing. And when there is, when you have pushed sufficiently far away the debris of memory and so on, then you can look a little more. Right? Now what do you see?
Inner poverty.
No, sir, you see, you're given a word to it. You're given a word to it, and therefore you have blocked yourself. Put away the word too.
It seems that when you
go slow, deep. We are moving slow. Don't answer me yet. You have pushed the surface debris away, and you have a little space there. And you look, and there are again some more debris inside, and you push that away. Words, explanations, and so on. Then what do you feel? No, the question is there something much more powerful, much more dominant, which makes us think partially, fragmentary? We follow?
Choose the fragment.
Huh?
Which makes us choose the fragment.
Yeah, which makes us function choose, huh?
I don't know. It seems to me that that process is a meaningless question somehow.
Huh?
It doesn't seem to be a real question anymore. If one has a clearing. I mean, there's nothing.
Is there a factor? Don't translate the I immediately. Is there a factor that is always accumulating and therefore dividing?
Yes.
Now wait, look, slow. When I accumulate, there must be division.
No, it isn't easy to see.
No, wait, one moment. I haven't, wait. You're all ready to jump on me already. You see, that's what I... Now, go slow. The moment there is accumulation, it is static. Right? And therefore, there is the division, the dynamic and the static. Go slow, sir. Don't agree with me. I'm looking. You see, that's what, you're not. You're verbally taking it in. You're not watching. So the activity of accumulation is much more significant than the activity, we won't say, we'll leave that. So the accumulative process is much stronger, much more active. So I say, by Joe, I see immediately how I see the division. If there was not this accumulative process going on, which is nothing to do with education. If I can use education, you follow, I use the fragment to accumulate together, to be. In that activity, mind is caught. Right? Please use your brain. Don't accept a thing. And so, where there is accumulation, there is division. Where there is accumulation, there is fragmentation. Like a squirrel. And that's all it can do. It will accumulate the nuts and put it away. And here we are doing the same, aren't we? And so I say to myself, is it education that has done this? Obviously not. So our staticity has become the dynamic thing. I don't know if I'm... And so we are always creating the fragment. I don't... Is that right?
You have to go slowly into it.
But stick to the point. Don't stick like a bulldog to the point.
Because you said something which is the opposite of the impression which it generally gives. You say the accumulation is division. I want to go into it because
it's a marvelous thing, sir.
Yes, because generally the accumulation gives the impression of a synthesis of the opposite. Yes, of the opposite of the division.
You see, you are using, you are being, if I may use the word, intellectual. You don't see in a flash accumulation is division.
Did I miss something, or why does one accumulate to begin with?
Exactly, who accumulates?
Wait.
We can't help accumulate.
Wait, that's the right question. Why do we accumulate? Well, it's very simple.
I don't let go. I don't let go.
No. You see again. Now, wait, look what we do. She asked a good question. Why do we accumulate? You have an answer. Happy? That's a new question, isn't it?
Yes.
Why don't we wait and say, wait, let me find out. Look, throw away the debris.
I suppose it was what I saw before.
We are learning. When you make a statement, we stop learning.
Yes.
Why do we accumulate? It's a new question and it must be real answer, not just tricky answer, verbal answer. It must be the truth, not an intellectual concept, an opinion, right? Why do you accumulate? You accumulate clothes, don't you?
Surely.
Why? You have some needs. You need
Yes,
some.
but the primary.
But wait, no. Go step by step.
Because we are afraid to lose something?
No, sir. The lady asked, why do we accumulate? If there was nothing to lose, he wouldn't be afraid. We said, where there is the static process of accumulation, there is the impression of activity which creates division. That's what we said. And she said, how does this accumulation arise at the beginning at all, right from the beginning of things? Why does why is the mind accumulating? I said, why do we accumulate clothes? I need them. Or it's very nice to have a few more clothes. That's simple. Go a little deeper. Why do we accumulate what? Habits, thoughts, memories, experiences, ideas, knowledge. Why?
We never want to face what is.
No, darling, sir. No, sir. You see, you have blocked yourself. You have blocked yourself. You are not learning. I've learned. I collect clothes. Well, some of them I need. Some it's all right to give it away or keep it, or you use it for next week. You follow? Now, why do we accumulate knowledge, experience? So many things inwardly. Why? We are uncovering. You follow? We are not making a statement. We are opening and looking, therefore learning. If you make a statement, I'm running away, this, you've stopped yourself. I don't know. Go into it a little deeper, biologically. The animal collects. They follow the squirrel. You're not learning, you're not watching yourself. And there is a great deal of animalism in us. It wants to be secure for the winter. Now, you blocked yourself. You are not learning. Sorry to stop you so. I'm learning as I'm going along. I see something. So there's a great deal of animal in us. Tomorrow I must keep the food. Tomorrow it must be the icebox, and so on and so on. And also knowledge, experience. Why do we do all this? To be certain, obviously. To be certain. Certain, not only physical certainty, food, nuts of the squirrel, but also psychological nuts that will make me certain, assured, give me a sense of permanency. No? I don't want to be a beggar all my life, going from house to house. I want to have little comfort inwardly. Right? So I accumulate. That sense of accumulation gives me not only security, but the feeling of complete stable. You follow? Completely taking up a position which shall be unshakable.
And where does the division come in?
But the moment I accumulate, there is something more to accumulate. I have accumulated experience for 1,000 years. Now, there's still more, going to the moon, still more experience, more experience, more experience. And therefore, the more is the division of this.
And in this sense, the accumulation that is static became dynamic. You said before, yes.
You see how our mind works? How extraordinary we found it? If you blocked yourself, you would have uncovered all this, would you? So the desire to be certain, and I can only be certain when I have something. Physically, my wife, you found that have something, or psychologically have something. Knowledge, experience, capacity, gift. Otherwise, I'm nobody in this village. So I must have that. That gives me certainty. The desire to have something permanent. Right? I would agree. Do we see this?
Yes.
That makes the division, fragmentation. Right? Huh? So, to see the whole, this process of accumulating, static accumulation which becomes dynamic, which is really a decay, destructive thing, that I have to see, and then I can proceed. And then I can probably, as we said yesterday, some very simple. I look at that out of the window, because it's not important. Well, it's simple, it's not important, it's beautiful, it's not important. There's nothing to accumulate. There's nothing to say, well, I'm going to paint that. Then it becomes important. Because you want to paint it, because you see colors which I don't see. You have studied colors which I haven't studied. You have a little technique to paint the picture. And so you already are, your desire to be famous, to be known, to be, you follow, is already in operation, and therefore you look. And therefore you look from a particular point of view, which prevents you from the... Look at that light. There, it has no significance in our life at all, actually. Even though you're a painter, it's only a means to something else. But psychologically it's much more different, because here, it's my whole existence depends on that. Right? Otherwise I'm nobody, I'm lost. So the animal in me collects, the squirrel in me collects the nuts. The super squirrel in me collects experiences. And the collection, the accumulation creates everlasting difference. Fragments, more, this, that. And so that is the real dominant factor, not your education. I don't know. And there are those Aborigines, I think in Australia, to whom you give them a blanket at night, they cover themselves because it's cold. Next morning they throw it away and they wandered off. They don't think about next evening. See, not that is what we're saying is very clever, but just we're learning. You follow? And if you're also learning, you never stop at a conclusion. So, let's proceed a little further. So I realize this. I realize why the fragmentation has become so important. And yet some part of me says, but Joe, I must see the whole, because I've heard somebody talking, see the whole. Now I say to myself, how am I to get rid of this? This accumulative process. Right? Look what have I done. I want to get rid of this in order to accumulate more. A greater experience. Right? Which again is going to prevent me from seeing the whole. I need clothes. Look at it, I've learned something. Look at it, go into it. I need clothes, I need food for tomorrow. I need a room to sleep in for tomorrow. I can't see what. I need that. Huh? What's happened? What's happened?
Accumulation is justified.
No! No, for God's sake, sir, you've stopped. You've stopped me.
It's just the fact of life. Process.
You see, this habit of coming to something. Look, sir, I need clothes. I need food. I need to accumulate food. Kept in the refrigerator. I need a bedroom. Bedroom small, big, doesn't matter. Gold bed or something, you need it. And you need that. Then what happens? Oh, you're not following.
I think
begins to take a psychological significance.
No, I don't give it psychological.
Then nothing. Then it's all right.
I'm coming to that's what happens. I am not accumulating. You follow?
I just need.
I need few clothes. I don't use the accumulative process doesn't derive benefit or permanency through clothes. You're not needing this. You're not quick. You see, you're stopping your well and mind. So, let's begin. I need clothes, food, shelter, tomorrow, next year. I go away to India and I store the clothes. The squirrel in me is there. And that's right. That's natural self-protection, right? There is no permanency in that. There is no desire to accumulate in order to enrich my psychological entity through a particular, lots of clothes, lots of houses, you follow? And also inwardly, I see the whole significance of accumulation, and therefore division. You follow? Huh? You can see. Right, sir? You see? Now, you and I talk. So what happens? Outwardly, the squirrel is operating.
Well, that's all right.
Right. Inwardly, the squirrel isn't operating.
Yes. One must be very careful not to mix the two.
No, I won't mix it. It's finished. I'm not going. The squirrel isn't going to use that. Houses, nuts. To become rich, enrich itself. So it is right. Then what happens? What is taking place? There is complete emptiness, right?
Yes.
Which is space, isn't it?
It's an empty space.
Space. Now what is going to happen? I need space to look at those mountains.
In space inside of you.
It is the space inside me that is looking. And therefore it sees the whole, not the fragment that's looking. You follow, sir?
Well, I mean, I see the space inside, but not yet how it looks.
Go a little further, sir. The operative squirrel, the squirrel that's gathering, doesn't function inside, right? Right? It's no longer seeking experiences as accumulation to enrich itself. Right? Then there is a sense of emptiness. Is the squirrel looking from the outside inside. Right?
Yes.
Huh?
Whatever's the outside pushing in, right?
Yeah. The outside says I'm empty. The squirrel is looking in. But we left the squirrel outside. It can't look. It has no means of looking except accumulate. You get it? Therefore the squirrel says, I can't operate here, and therefore keeps out.
If there's nothing to accumulate.
There's absolutely nothing to accumulate. And it only knows accumulation, and it's quite right. It is its function, it is its response, whatever it is. It can't think anything else except accumulate. With that squirrel comes inside here, says, let me look. Which is still looking to accumulate. I don't know. So the squirrel says, I cannot enter this field, therefore keeps out. Not compulsively, not, there are barriers over which it can't go, but it knows it can't function there. Therefore it naturally, easily keeps out. I don't know if you're getting this.
Well, I think the devil was invented as an excuse.
What would you like? So as long as the squirrel is active, I can't see the hole. And not I can't see it, it can't see the hole. And there's nothing to accumulate. Therefore its look is very casual, and therefore it sees much more.
In a way it works, I mean, it's...
It's not committed to accumulation, because it can't collect a mountain.
You break it up because you can only accumulate a little bit, and then you need to do more.
Now, sir, if the squirrel is inoperative, the squirrel can't understand this action. You follow? Alright? I have understood. No. The squirrel knows its place. Right? Now, then what is action? Is all action squirrel? Don't shake your head, sir. You block yourself, for God. Is action only squirrel action?
Something moves inside of me.
Wait, go into it, sir. That's what I'm asking. You see the question, sir? Then what is action? Is there an action which is not the nature of the squirrel?
There's at the state of casualness.
No. Don't answer me yet. I've put the question. We're going to inquire. See what is happening, so the beauty of this. See, is all action the nature of this squirrel? If it is not, then what is it? Look, sir, we say all action is squirrel action. Or is it? My family, you follow? Going to the office, paintings, writing, looking to God, seeking experience, taking LSD to, you follow?
Building up.
All squirrel action, right? Do we see,
Yes. I am sorry, but a word disturbed me. What does it mean in French, squirrel?
C'est l'écureuil.
Ah bon, d'accord, je croyais que c'était un autre chose.
Yeah.
D'accord. Pardon.
No.
Scoiattolo.
Scoiattolo.
But isn't there a self-protective action which is...
Oh, it's that, squirrel action.
That's
Accumulative action.
Squirrel is good.
It's
We'll
good,
stick
yes.
to that.
Sorry.
We'll stick to that. That's what we are. Monkey action, still better.
No, squirrel action.
Here,
Squirrel and monkey action.
monkey is much more, little more advanced.
I think the squirrel's a better planet.
All right, I like it. I see. They're both nice and so.
What you said before, all action are squirrel action or outside, but we don't permit the squirrel to go in wild.
No, he can't. No, not permit.
He can't. He
No,
can't do.
that is what what are you asking me to do? What do you? I can't collect anything there.
Wind.
and plenty of wind out there, but there is nothing.
Sonny, the new thing you ask is now, what other kind of action can be other of the squirrel action?
Is there any other activity except
the squirrel action activity?
How are we going to find this out, sir? You see, the squirrel has laws, has duties, has responsibilities, building a nest, working. And the Society of Squirrels of monkeys, there it says, look, don't accumulate more than this, you have to pay tax, you have to do this, you have to go to the office, you have to... There it paints, writes, functions, enjoys itself, but always, you know, within certain boundaries. It has laid down. But it wants to go beyond and, you know, push wars and leave all that. So that is the activity of the squirrel. We know that. Or the monkey or the super monkeys. Then we are asking, we allow, there we must have certain morality, law, tax, and so on. I follow the law of the squirrels. Very simple and very clear. I shall come into that. Except I don't want to kill, and I don't want killing. But governments and all that, they make you leave on. Then I say to myself, if my mind has understood the squirrel action, the activities of the squirrel, then what is there? Is there any other action?
I have a question. Is there any action previous to the accumulation?
Is there an action previous to accumulation?
Est-ce que, comme nous disions tout à l'heure, est-ce que avant l'influence de l'éducation, etc., il n'y a pas une previous action qui est l'accumulation? Est-ce que
That's what we know. Take any animal, sir. Any animal.
Non, ça je comprends. Est-ce que maintenant, au point où nous sommes, il n'y a pas quelque chose précédant la fonction d'accumulation?
Je demande si c'est le résultat de quelque chose d'antérieur.
Non, pas le résultat. Non, pas le résultat. Non, pas le résultat.
C'est le désir ou...
Non, non.
Attendez. Est-ce que je peux ouvrir ce fenêtre?
C'est déjà ouvert, c'est déjà ouvert. We can open the other one also.
No. Avanti.
Si je peux prendre un exemple, quand vous avez un tout jeune bébé et que vous mettez votre doigt, le premier phénomène c'est to grasp, non? Est-ce que ce n'est pas avant le fait de accumuler?
Non.
Parce que accumuler, c'est accumuler quelque chose.
No, it wants to be sure. it catches hold of your finger in order to be steady, to be secure. I mean, that's this well-known explanation of childish psychology. I mean, you give him a hand, it holds because it wants to be secure. That's the only thing. It's the same animal process going right through. You see, the squirrel he has invented gods, and the gods have civilized other squirrels to say, have faith in this. But we put all that out, and it behaves there. It must behave. You follow? Behavior, morality, all that is there. Cut out all that. You follow? I mean, we're not going to. That's obvious. I shall go with killing other squirrels and decent. We're talking of decency, not these squirrels which have divided themselves into communist, capitalists, and socialists. It's great families. Never mind. So, I'm asking myself, is there any other activity except this? I only know that. Is there any other activity? And how do I find out? To find out, this must completely stop. And stop in the sense it must, it has its field and it functions. It can't enter here. You follow? It's not that the squirrel wants to come in and is prevented. It realizes it has no meaning here. I wonder, it has no meaning here. And then we are asking, I understand that. Then I say, what is action? I will find it all difficult to answer this.
SRSB.
What is action, sir? To act, to do the thing that has to be done. The verb, the past verb, the present verb, and the conditional verb. You know, act. What is action? Oh, come on, say it. If the squirrel puts that question, or the monkey puts that question, he says, what are you talking about? I'm acting. That's my life. To accumulate, to die, to quarrel, to fight, to legislate, all that. So I'm not, the squirrel isn't asking the question.
It is nonsense for him.
And he says, what are you talking about?
But we are the squirrel.
So that's what I'm coming to. So who is asking the question? It's very funny, sir. The educated monkeys have conscious and the unconscious. And God, what we have played with them, huh? Come on, sir. Who is asking the question? The squirrel? The monkey? If the monkey is asking the question, its boundary is very limited, isn't it? Because it's there. Now, if the monkey or the squirrel is not asking this question, Which means the question is not asked to gather, to accumulate. You follow? Right, sir? The question is asked not abstractly, which would still be the squirrel action. Right? So, the squirrel is not asking, but a question is being put, not in terms of the squirrel. And the mind now, not being the squirrel mind, has to find out, right? Not to gather it, not to say, well, I must accumulate, I must experience, then you go back to the slush. So what is action? And is there such a thing? There must be, you follow? If it is not squirrel action, is there action?
You mean by action something goes on?
I want to find that out. I want to see what action is. You see, the action of the squirrel has done. I have collected, I am collecting, there is to be collected. That's all right. And say that's all action is, time. Squirrel only knows time. And when we are asking a non-squirrel question, non-Aristotelian question, then not who is asking, then what is action? Is there the action? Is there any action? And if there is, what is that action? Should we stop and continue tomorrow?
Se finiamo adesso non rispondiamo domani, ci dimentichiamo della cosa.
Look, so if all action is in time, which is action known to the monkey and to the squirrel, is there any other action? Or there is no action at all? I mean, the monkey, I don't know if you, somebody, some professor was telling me the other day that a woman was living for several years with the apes, anthropoid apes. And she gave lecture, I believe, in the university, and then Leahy and other people, said that these monkeys, anthropoid apes, monkeys, apes, had their own language. They had their own matrimonial difficulties, their own quarrels, jealousies, language, everything almost like us. And they used instruments. Take a long reed, grass, twist it, and put it down a hole or ant hole, and a few ants come and pull it up quickly and eat it. And so on, so on, so on. And Leahy was, you heard about him too, of course, you must have. He's the anthropologist who has discovered the 2 million year man. He said, after hearing the lecture or during the lecture or after the lecture, he said these monkeys can just as well sit at the League of Nations, the United Nations. Now if there is the squirrel, the monkey can't naturally, spontaneously knows it cannot enter here. So there is nothing to collect, nothing to quarrel, nothing to resist, nothing. So it keeps out naturally. You follow, sir? Naturally it is there. Nobody is preventing it because it says there's nothing there I can do. So it is completely, it is a state of mind that has no effort at all. I don't know, huh? Right, sir? That's just it. It's a state of mind that has no resistance, no defense, no effort. Because the squirrel knows that and says, I can't enter there. Then we say, what is action? Is there such a thing as we know action to be, which is identified always with the monkey and the squirrel? If that is understood, is there any other action? All this. Well, how do we find this out? It must be non-accumulative, therefore non-separative, no effort, no resistance, no defense and attack. That belongs to the squirrel. And now the question arises, what is action? If there is action, then from there to operate in the world of the squirrel has a meaning. I don't know if you follow what I mean?
No. Yes.
Ah, yes, sir. Huh?
Perhaps.
I said perhaps. But for the squirrel to operate here is no meaning. Which the squirrel monkey priests pretend. So I'm asking, oh, it's too late, is it? Very interesting, sir. Right? I think that's the tremendous thing. You follow? That's the real question.
Do you want to ask what will happen in relation to the world?
No.
No. I'm not asking that.
If there is another action.
If there's, I mean, when there's another action, I meant to say.
Non-monkey action.
When there's another action, what is the relation?
Then we'll see. We'll
And
see.
we'll have to find
We'll
out.
see.
Yes.
You mean while you are doing your job as a
Monkey?
well, is a medical doctor coming to cure you a monkey?
Oh, definitely.
A monkey doctor.
Well, then to ask.
He'll be insulted, but he's still, I'm sorry. But we still, no sir, you're confusing the issue.
Well, he'll have to ask.
The
question about action has to be put to myself while
I'm saying that.
While I'm
the monkey,
either a cook or a
yes, I mean,
or anything else.
to me, action is not the cook action, the doctor action, it's all monkey action. We said that. I'm not insulting the monkey or the doctor.
It's an extension of the monkey's way of life.
Yes, that's all. Going to the moon, the monkey's you know that monkey story? What's that monkey that went to the moon?
No.
See, not halfway. It went about 10 miles up. You know, what was it called?
Oh, the Russian one.
Huh?
The Russian.
No, American sent.
Oh, American sent a monkey. Russian sent a dog. Right?
Yes,
Huh?
What did he paint a picture of?
No, it had collected all the astronauts in front of him when he came back as a cartoon. He says when you're about 9,000 feet or 9,000 miles and floating in there, suddenly you have a sudden feeling you want a banana. No, we must be very clear. That's why I'm asking. We must be very clear that the laws of the monkeys, the laws of the squirrels, doesn't come in here at all. Their activities, their way of looking, searching, asking, exploring, going up to the moon, it's all still the activity of the monkey. Whether it's a doctor, a philosopher, a scientist, huh? Circus acrobats. Sorry.
Well,
I'm not pleased. The Nobel Prize. Are there any Nobel Prizes? They won't be heard.
Monkey might be hurt, sir.
Oh,
Monkeys
can
have
harm
too much
itself.
sense.
if all this was done for the sake of accumulation of experience, then
Sensation, more.
more sensation.
Of course. He's fed up with the squirrel world and says, I'm going to see God. I mean, he still accumulates, sit next to God.
Still static.
Huh?
I said still static.
It's of course. I mean, when Suarez says is not doctor's activity different, I said not. Huh? I mean, it's just the same. The artist, a good God, and the scientist.
Then all we do is monkey business.
Monkey business, absolutely right. No, apart from to come back a little serious, not that monkey business is not serious. What is action, sir?
Movement.
Huh?
Movement.
No, we've seen it.
Squirrels move.
Squirrels move. Beautifully too.
Yeah.
I think we're going to stop because we can switch more.